Have you ever met someone who just felt off? Like a dark cloud follows them wherever they go. It's more than just a bad mood. It's a gut feeling, a chill down your spine, that tells you something is deeply wrong. Today, we're diving into a topic that might sound like it's straight out of a movie, but it's a reality many people face in their relationships. We're talking about the 7 signs you might be dealing with what some call a human demon, a person so toxic, so manipulative, that their presence can drain the very life out of you. And stick with me, because the 7th sign is the most subtle, the most dangerous, and the one that most people miss until it's far too late. Understanding this last sign could be the key to protecting your own peace and well-being. So, what's the very first sign? Let's call it the charming chameleon. When you first meet them, they are everything you've ever wanted. They're charismatic, attentive, and they shower you with compliments and affection. They seem to understand you on a profound level, almost like they can read your mind. This is the love-bombing phase. They mirror your hopes, your dreams, and your insecurities to create an instant, intense bond. It feels like a fairy tale, a soulmate connection. But here's the catch. It's a carefully constructed illusion. This perfect persona is a mask, designed to lure you in and lower your defenses. They aren't falling in love with you. They're studying you, learning your weaknesses, and gathering ammunition for later. It's a performance, and once they have you hooked, the mask begins to slip, revealing the true face underneath. This brings us to sin number 2. They thrive on chaos and conflict. Peace and harmony make these individuals deeply uncomfortable. If things are calm, they will intentionally create drama. They'll start arguments over nothing, twist your words, or bring up old resolved issues just to get a reaction. They feed on negative energy. Your frustration, your tears, your anger, that's their fuel. You'll find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, trying to avoid setting them off. But the truth is, the explosions are the goal. It's a way to keep you off balance, insecure, and easy to control. A healthy relationship is a safe harbor. A relationship with them is a constant storm, with them as the gleeful storm chaser. Next up, sign number 3. The blame game master. Nothing is ever their fault. Ever. They have an excuse for everything, and that excuse almost always involves pointing the finger at someone else, usually you. They could cheat, lie, or break a promise, and by the end of the conversation, they will have twisted the narrative so masterfully that you'll find yourself apologizing for their behavior. They are experts at gaslighting, making you question your own sanity, your memory, and your perception of reality. I never said that. You're being too sensitive. You're imagining things. These are their favorite phrases. It is a cruel form of psychological manipulation that erodes your self-confidence and makes you dependent on their version of events, which leads us directly into sign number 4. A complete lack of genuine empathy. They might be able to mimic emotions, to say the right things, to shed a crocodile tear when it serves them, but they are incapable of truly feeling for others. When you're hurting, they might seem annoyed or impatient. When you're excited about an achievement, they'll find a way to downplay it or make it about themselves. They view other people not as human beings with feelings, but as objects or tools to be used for their own gain. This emotional void is why they can inflict so much pain without remorse. They simply don't have the hardware to process how their actions affect you. Their only concern is their own needs and desires. Now for sign number 5. They isolate you from your support system. Your friends and family are a threat to their control. These are the people who love you, who can see what's happening, and who might encourage you to leave. So, the human demon will work subtly, and sometimes not so subtly, to cut you off from them. They might complain that your best friend is a bad influence, or that your family doesn't like them. They'll create drama right before you're supposed to see loved ones, making it impossible for you to go. Over time, your world shrinks until they are the only one in it. This isolation makes you more dependent on them and leaves you with nowhere to turn when things get bad. It's a classic captor's tactic. Sign number 6 is what I call the energy vampire. Pay close attention to how you feel after spending time with them. Do you feel uplifted, energized, and happy? Or do you feel drained, exhausted, and anxious, like you've just run a marathon you didn't sign up for? These individuals have a parasitic quality. They feed off the life force of others. Their constant negativity, their drama, their demands it. All takes a toll. You might notice physical symptoms like headaches, stomach issues, or chronic fatigue. Your light, your joy, your optimism, it all gets dimmer the longer you're around them. They pull you down into their own darkness because they can't stand to see anyone else shine. Your happiness is a reminder of what they lack, so they seek to extinguish it. And now, we've arrived at the seventh and final sign, the one that is the most insidious and hardest to spot. It's the cycle of idealize, devalue, and We talked about the idealization phase, the love bombing, but what comes next is the devaluation. Suddenly, everything you do is wrong. The very things they once claimed to love about you are now sources of irritation. They criticize you, mock you, and chip away at yourself. You are constantly trying to get back to that initial perfect phase, but you never can. And then, once you are completely broken down and have nothing left to give, comes to discard. They may leave you abruptly, coldly, and without explanation, often for a new person they've already started grooming. But here's the truly demonic part, the cliffhanger I promised. The discard is almost never permanent. Just when you start to heal, just when you begin to rebuild your life, they will reappear. They'll hoover you back in with apologies, promises to change, and a return to that initial charming mask. They do this not because they miss you, but because they can't stand the thought of you being happy without them. They need to know they still have control, that they can still get a reaction. This cruel cycle can repeat for years, leaving you trapped in a loop of hope and despair. Recognizing these signs is the first, crucial step to breaking free. It's not about labeling people. It's about protecting your own mental, emotional, and spiritual health. If this sounds like someone you know, please understand that you are not alone, and it is not your fault. Seeking support from a therapist or a domestic abuse hotline can provide you with the tools and strength you need to reclaim your life. You deserve relationships that build you up, not ones that tear you down. Thanks for watching, and please, take care of yourselves. Subscribe for more content to help you navigate the complexities of life and relationships.